crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance. Jump in the stands. No man, the man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the comeback player of the year, Andrew Luck, and the Indianapolis Colts as they match up with Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Andrew Luck now ready to lead this Colts offense. Comeback player of the year in 2018, and for good reason. Remember, he missed the entirety of the previous season in 2017, but he rebounded to throw 39 touchdown passes and lead the Colts to a playoff berth. On first down, Luck. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. And here are the Colts offensive starters.
Brian Kelly's a great example of how valuable centers have become in the NFL. A former first-round pick, he was plugged in immediately to be a starter to handle big nose tackles as well as blitzing linebackers, and also able to move and get out into the run game and get to the second and third level and deliver blocks.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. From the 50, it's Luck. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be a second down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A look at the numbers for Mac from last week. 19 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
That one good for 21 yards. The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. They run with Hines. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Now a look at the defensive starters here for the Steelers. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Love. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Vinatieri's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here are the Steelers under longtime head coach Mike Tomlin. And they'll be led out by Big Ben, their veteran quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger.
And what a performance in his last game. A couple of touchdown passes. That was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he hangs his hat on after last week's game.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now it's counter. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
We always enjoy talking about Steelers left tackle Alejandro Villanueva, who's now made back-to-back Pro Bowls. And remember how he began his career? He was a defensive end who converted to offensive tackle. And at Army, he was actually a wide receiver, even at his size. Not only that, a former Army Ranger awarded the Bronze Star for valor.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 11 yards there, 1st down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 43. The numbers for Smith-Schuster in that game last week. 4 catches, 61 yards.
And he leads the NFL in receiving yards as we come down the home stretch. Weather may be changing across the country, but his consistency remains the same.
A little bit of space there for the 1st down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Connor. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
You think back to all the big games that Big Ben has had over the years in his NFL career, and numbers-wise, his biggest game came against these Indianapolis Colts. That was in October 2014. The numbers from that, gosh, video game like 522 yards, 6 touchdowns, and a 51-34 Steeler win in Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Roethlisberger going to get this one to Connor. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger, his pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined it.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined?
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Roosevelt Nix, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it into play before with the smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And that has to warm the hearts of a lot of old-school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that.
T.Y. Hilton, nobody to beat. The 40, 20, 10, touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton, 84 yards. And the Colts are going to jump back in front. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least 1 home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's 2nd down. This is Connor running right. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions, even when you're taking some hits. Sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
On 1st down, it's Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have once again taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it, and right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Caught left side by Hilton. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Luck able to find Hilton there for a Colt 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Luck. Throw right side complete to Carter. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Again, Luck. He's got it to Hilton. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 31-yard line.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston. Then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Off of play action, Luck. He completes this one to Mack. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16. Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Luck. And his throw here's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Luck. And he's got it.
Offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Luck. He's to the 10. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find one to get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now this pass to Vance McDonald complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Roethlisberger now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. From just shy of midfield, Roethlisberger. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Justin Houston able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he needed to get to the midfield stripe, but he can't do it. He's about a yard short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but...
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Play fake to Conner. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now Roethlisberger on first down. This will be caught at about the 5. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Conner. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. On 2nd and 11 now. Luck looking middle, and it's incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Ebron caught left side. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. 16 yards, a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. The quick slant caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Throwing on 2nd and long. Roethlisberger taken in by Switzer on the left side. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. Hard throw, incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Luck and the Colts come up now first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
The throw by Luck complete to his tight end, Ebron. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Stephon Tuitt able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing is Luck. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. T.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The Colts on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
They stopped him in his tracks. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And after the made field goal, here's Adam Vinatieri to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally, you run to set up the pass. Here, it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
You can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This one taken from the 7th. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. To throw again on 2nd down. Luck. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. The final shot before the break. Luck. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. This one taken from the 7th. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Third quarter starts with a run from Connor. Jamal Sheard on the stop.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
2nd and 5 now. Roethlisberger. James Washington was the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Able to find Switzer. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. They'll run on 1st down. Connor. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
From just shy of midfield, Roethlisberger. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receiver.
And look at this, another fake. And the gamble pays pays off. They get the first. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now Roethlisberger. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through, trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move. But oftentimes it's usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands. He's able to pick up the first down.
Roethlisberger now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. This is Samuels. And not much running room. Down to the 32. It was Justin Houston who got him down. On 2nd down, it's Connor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. To Switzer over the middle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Roethlisberger, looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for, but now it's 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? This is caught. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in this. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ryan Switzer, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done. And
slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
We remind you that coming up later tonight, we've got a good AFC battle in Baltimore. The Super Bowl champs, New England, in town to take on the Ravens. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Giants from MetLife Stadium to wrap up this first weekend in November. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. On 1st and 10, Locke. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Luck defers to Mack. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Luck. Ebron's got it. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Love. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Eric Ebron, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
Oh, and now some space to operate. He's at the 40. The 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. He returns the kickoff an even 90 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. It's been a back and forth. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.